Welcome to Decoding Life, a podcast aimed to help students navigate their way in life while also enjoying some of its enjoyments. So, today we are going to have our esteemed head of secondary, Miss Tara, as our first guest. Her influence and experience is what attracted us to invite her as our first guest, and we're really honored to have her.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I think this is such a great project that you girls are doing. I think it's going to be awesome for our school community. So it's absolutely an honor to be here with you.
So, please tell us a little bit about yourself. So, where are you from? What led you to Raha?
Sure. I am from Saskatchewan, Canada. I grew up in a really small town of about 1,600 people. Most of my family and friends are still there. After I got my education degree, I worked in Canada for a little bit, and then I moved to Indonesia, where I was working there. I came to Abu Dhabi almost 10 years ago. Started as a head of mathematics. My last job, I was a principal of a Canadian school located in MBZ. And I had kind of got to a point in my career at that school where I thought I need a new challenge. I need to be, around people that I can learn and grow from. And so when this opportunity came up, I thought, this would be a fantastic place to grow professionally and personally. And, of course, I really wanted my kids to come to the school as well because of the school community that has been established here.
Talking about the school community, there's also been a change in leadership, so we have a new principal now. Um, so when we look at a change in leadership, we always look at it from the student's point of view. So, okay, like this is a good kind of secondary, this is a good principal. But what about the other way around? How do kind of secondaries and principals look at schools and decide that I want to work here?
I think, part of it is looking at the community that has been, cultured and, the individuals in the building. When I came here to interview, I saw really happy students. And I thought, that doesn't just happen by mistake. So that was something that really drew me to want to work here professionally. On a personal side, like I said, Raha has such a reputation in the community to be a place where, people are really proud to send their children. And I can say that that's been my experience for my boys. They have been, really happy to be here. And I think one of the greatest things is that focus on the IB and how that develops our learners, because I've seen in such a short time, the confidence that they have and their ability to talk about their learning and feel excited and, really curious about that. So I think all of those things made me think, yeah, this is somewhere where I would like to be.
It's actually a really nice thing to hear. A lot of teachers and staff also say the same thing, that
Mm-hmm.
Raha is a great community. We would love to work here. So moving on to another question that a lot of students have regarding like learning and all that is, how would you go ahead and pick a career or a university or a school that you won't regret, and how do you go through that particular phase?
Yeah, I think that there's so much pressure on students to get it right and to have a plan and to know, exactly what they're going to do. Our students at Raha they have really high expectations for themselves. So I see that pressure here, the pressure that they even put on themselves is greater than I've seen in other schools. I think if I could give one piece of advice is that, you know, there's no path that you could go down from grade 9, 10, 11, even grade 12 that will catastrophically impact your life. I think that right now what students can do is they can learn more about their interests and about different careers. There's lots of individuals at the school that can support them in terms of university and career guidance and counseling. I think the biggest thing to know is that no mistake is going to completely derail your life. If you go into a study and you think maybe this isn't quite for me, you can transfer and you can try something different. I think accepting that we don't always have all the answers at this moment in time, that is okay as well. I think really I encourage students to have really open and honest conversations with their parents about what they want to do, because sometimes parents and their children aren't aligned so much on that. And I think it's about, really knowing that the world that, we are preparing you for, we don't really know what that's going to look like. So there might be opportunities or jobs available to you that I can't even, imagine right now. So I think follow your heart, follow your interest, and really be kind to yourself and knowing that it's okay if you don't have all the answers right now.
So you mentioned that like there are a lot of job opportunities that we would have that previous generations wouldn't. So I think a lot of this also links to AI, which is something that a lot of people are worried about. It's getting huge right now. How do you think we should adapt to that change and know what to do?
Yeah, I think that anytime there is an advancement in technology, that can be fearsome for the general population because we think, even when computers got bigger and the internet, we thought, oh, they're going to take our jobs away. And, to a degree, some of that is true. But I look at AI and its advancements in terms of, how can it help me do my job better and make me more valuable to my company because, I can save time on certain things by using AI to enhance my, how much value I have to my company. So I think it's about, being willing to learn and adapt and to grow with the advancements in technology because if we just kind of, you know, say we can't deal with this, then it is going to be a situation where it might, not benefit us as much. So just being open minded and yeah, learning about it.
I think that's actually a different perspective. I haven't heard many people talking about that. I really appreciate that perspective.
Thank you.
So, moving on to a final question, there are quite a few people who want to join Raha, quite a few parents who want their kids to join Raha, teachers, staff. I think Raha is very popular in Abu Dhabi. Is there anything you would like to say to them? Any message or any experience that you've had?
Yeah, I think that, when you ask someone about why they love Raha, the first thing that they say isn't about maybe the ADIC rating or about the DP results. The first thing that most parents say or students say is, my child is so happy there. And I think that that is really the heart of any school community. And other things matter, but if you're a happy student, you're going to learn, you're going to grow, you're going to make connections. So I think that that's probably the most important thing, and that's really what drew me to Raha, is having really happy children. And I think that's what most parents, that's all that we want for our kids.
Okay, I just want to like follow up from that. So you said that
Sure.
it's really important to be happy along with your academics. So do you think it's important to focus on academics, have extracurriculars, and also a social life?
Well, according to our IB Learner Profile attributes, being balanced is really important. And I think that that balance is something that I would say, particularly at Raha, because our students are so high achieving, that's something where we kind of maybe shift too much focus on the academics. And yes, the academics are so important for our futures, but in order, like we said, in order to learn to the best of your ability, you have to have that balance in terms of taking care of yourself, um, you know, in terms of your emotional well-being and, it's your social interactions as well. So I would really encourage our students to really, focus on finding that balance. I think they do the academic part of it very well, but how are you making time for social interactions and meeting with peers who, have similar interests of you? And how are you making time for ECPs and doing things that you enjoy? Because when we find that balance, we have less stress, we feel better, and that's all going to help us grow academically as well.
That's a great thing to hear. I also agree with you on that thing that we need to have some sort of enjoyment in life because that's what makes us have some purpose when we wake up, right?
Exactly.
So I think that's pretty much all I'd like to ask you. Is there anything, any message that you have for people listening to this podcast or any?
No, I just think that, we're really fortunate to be here on your journey. And I'm just so excited to see how this grows and where it goes, because I think that right now there's just, limitless opportunities for you. And I'm just really proud of you girls for doing this.
Thank you so much for that. It
Thank
was
you.
really an honor to have you as our first guest, and I look forward to maybe doing another episode with you in the future. Or if the audience has any questions that they would like to ask you.
Yeah, I would love that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, dear.